Hey guys, welcome to Fishhook. Sorry about this format. Hopefully, it's still the same as it was last week. I can't see from your end, but I'm using my iPad tonight. It's aggravating me. My MacBook, YouTube locked it up for fear they thought it was a robot. So I got to talk on this. So hopefully, you guys have a good. I don't know why I'm not centered in this. I'm trying to be centered, but hopefully it's good. Justin Turner, my buddy from Maine. How you doing, man? Good to have you on board. It comes out on the opposite end of the screen here, so if my eyes go away from you guys, you know what's happening. Well, I hope everybody's doing good. It's hot as Hades here in Nashville, Tennessee, but we've had a excruciating hot week. And in my business, the plumbing and mechanical, holy mackerel, we had an attic job this week and it was a killer. Like over 140 degrees in an attic. So my guys were dying. But that's how emergencies happen when they do. But as you guys log on, try to let me know where you guys are from. And I want to remind everybody, I don't know how to post anything here. I'm going to play with the screen. But send me some pictures of your catches from wherever you guys are in the world here. That would be really cool if you guys could do that. I want to post them on our Instagram site. Well, Justin, tell me how Maine is doing. How's the weather up there? I don't know if it's as hot as us. Yesterday, it hit, I think it was yesterday, the day before, it went up to 101. It was ridiculous. You didn't even want to be outside. But it is what it is. It's August. These are the dog days of August. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Anyway, with this problem with YouTube, I'm glad the iPad worked. I just thought about that the last minute. So I'm glad I got a bunch of different devices here to play with. And anyway, good news is that I just finished today doing another video on an unboxing of a new Blackstone tailgater combo. It's a propane grill. Oh, it's been humid up there, but the cold weather, yeah, I know. You're lucky. The cold weather is coming. Maine's going to get brutal up there. That's Canadian cold. But I got the Blackstone tailgater combo. That's being finished tonight, and hopefully we'll get it in the queue tomorrow, and it'll be in the Monday sink for Munchie Mondays, because I did my first cook on there. It's 36 inches surface where you have two different grills. On the right, or you can change them, flip-flop them, but on the right is the flat griddle pan, which is real cool. It's a 17-inch. And on the left, it's a 17-inch grill with two little removable grates. It's a separate unit with a cover, which is really nice. And they got a spring support in the back that it'll stay up at a 90-degree angle and not flip the thing over. But on that, it's got a round cast iron burner, where on the flat griddle, they've got the H-shape stainless steel burner tubes. So I fired that bad boy up today and did the video, and I got to tell you, it's got a nice gauge. It took me about 45 minutes to an hour to put it all together and figure it out. All you needed was a screwdriver and a pliers, and you put it together. But it cooked immediately. It got to 345, 350 degrees. It's got a cute little, it's got a nice air vent on the top with 3 holes, so you can adjust it. I know I could smoke in there as well. I've got a smoking tube I use in addition to the Z-Grill smoker. The smoking tube was only about $17 on Amazon, and it's in my store. You guys can look at it. It's all stainless steel, real inexpensive, and you just stuff wood pellets in there and get it on fire. I can put that in that little thing and smoke there too. It'll be real concentrated, and I'll get a good smoke flavor. But it's very portable. And first I liked it because it was rated for tailgating. It has two short little legs, and then it has 4 extensions you can put on, which I have it sitting on my porch right now. But on the price, I bought it from Dick's, which was very unusual because Dick's is usually very expensive. They had a special, I think it was like 20% off or something like that, 15% off. It was regularly $199. I got it for $169, and I think like $24 or $25 delivery charge, and it came right to my shop. So I got that for a song. I was really happy about that. It's a really stout grill. It's a pretty heavy gauge steel, the whole framework. The only thing that's a little flimsy is the top that folds up. It arcs a little bit. It's light, like a typical charcoal grill, so I don't expect any beefiness over there. But it cooked really well. I did a special dish with grilled skewered shrimp, all fresh. These are Argentina raw shrimp. And I did nice shish kebabs on the skewers, and man, I brought it and I made a cilantro pineapple sauce. And to dip it in after, it was out of this world. And I still got some leftovers, but I brought it to work, and so far, thumbs up from everybody. Everybody liked it. You can make it real tangy, but I chose not to because I think that turns off a lot of people. And I've had so much hot stuff, I gotta be careful not to wreck my insides. But I made that today, and it was great. Easy cleanup. I probably got 30, 40 minutes invested from the time I made the sauce. Got the shrimp all dipped and seasoned, and then we went outside on the porch and cooked it, and it was tremendous. It tasted absolutely delicious. So that'll be posted up, and I'll have the recipe to that also in the links below. Then we're still working on the main videos. We're getting 1 or 2 ready every week and putting it in the queue, so we're scheduling out. But I hope you guys are enjoying the main videos. Be talking about that for a while. It was really, really exciting being there. And I was looking up facts on the internet, and a lot of the fish facts, they come out of the state of Maine. State of Maine publishes quite a few things over there on the migratory habits of the striped bass, the bluefish. That's the fish I fish for quite a bit. You're enjoying watching them, Justin? Way to go, buddy. Way to go. But I want to give a big shout out to a lot of the people that have been so nice to me. I turn comments on. Now, let me explain this so you hear it right from the horse's mouth. I don't mind comments at all, and I think comments are nice. You guys really give me a nice pat on the back if you like the video. And if there's something maybe you didn't like, or maybe I was an error and I'm not factual, constructive advice, not criticism, constructive advice is always welcome. And on a serious note here, let me say this. There's been still some hate coming through from my buddy Jack, and I don't like that, because let me tell you, when you guys express the hate to him, you might as well be expressing it to me. I want to start off on the right foot. I do believe in having the comments and having open dialogue, and I've replied already to one of the guys' Ducks Rule, 1, 2, 3, and I really appreciate that. I've gotten very nice compliments, and guys, I appreciate it. Developing a groove here, and want this channel to become everything that it can be. And I really want to do a lot of traveling with the channel and with you folks, and bringing you guys with me. So I want to develop this as we go along. So if you guys have anything to say regarding Jack or anything, first, I'd like you guys to mind the rules of YouTube, and let's keep the hate and the the remarks out of the picture. And if you want to direct anything to him, you can direct it straight to him. But I want to keep the channel clean, and I want to have a great time responding and talking and exchanging ideas with all you guys. I want to start off on the right foot. So hopefully everybody takes this in the right spirit. I'm certainly delivering it that way too. I look forward to these Tuesday nights. I've been thinking about all afternoon subjects to talk about and just to see how everybody's week is going. And anyway, I already told you it's been going nasty hot over here. We tried, I took my deck boat out. I have a hurricane deck boat, a 22-foot-6 one. I've had it for about 12 years. I bought it brand new. I took it out on the lake this past Saturday. A little bit windy. It was nice. There was a lot of people on the lake. It was brutal hot. We didn't leave early in the morning. I dilly-dallied. I had to clean the boat off. I didn't have a chance during the week. And we ended up going on the water like 11 o'clock, 11:30. Big no-no, big mistake. I know better. I went out with my son-in-law, Brandon, and my two oldest grandsons, Colin and Luke. They're 8 and 6.5. And let me tell you, that was, or 8 and 7 rather, and that was a mistake. Those kids had a great time, but they were plumb wore out, even with a bimini top. So be careful whenever you guys do go out on the water. I stayed under that bimini top a lot. I drank a lot of fluids. We had a cooler full of water and Gatorades. You have no idea how important that is, and get the Gatorades to get the electrolytes back in your system. You can really get dehydrated and depleted really fast. You won't even know what happened, and you could pass out in that heat. This was severe heat for us. So it was nice. We didn't jump in the water. That water looked filthy as can be, and I didn't want the kids jumping in that. So we cruised around the lake, and the breeze was awesome. But we did a little bit of fishing. My son-in-law caught a little carp. I fished a little bit, maybe about an hour, but didn't get any bites. And it was just so aggravating in like 95 to 100-degree weather. I just put the pole down. I said, I had enough of this. And it was just too hot to handle. But I looked up some facts, and I like to know what's happening in the world of fishing, and I printed up some stuff I wanted to go over with you guys. I thought it'd be interesting. I didn't realize, you guys, I'm sure, have all run into jellyfish. Well, let me tell you, I learned some facts about jellyfish that I never knew. I know they're an organism, but I found out that how big they can get. There are massive, massive jellyfish that can grow up to 6 to 7 feet. That's a little bit on the scary side, something that used with tentacles hanging off their body to 100 foot long. And they eat little fish, a whole bunch of different, whatever those tentacles are getting. If it's 100 foot long, you can just imagine how big their spread is. So, back in, let me see, when was this? This was printed on July 23rd of 19. A massive, it's called a barrel jellyfish, was caught on camera off the coast of England. Let me see, on July, it was on July 7th, 2019. Two guys were on a boat, and they said the thing measured about 6 feet long. Even though the barrel jellyfish isn't the biggest jellyfish, there's another one that's a little bit bigger that grows to 7 foot. And they say their tentacles are not really that harmful to humans. But I was vacationing years ago when my kids were real small. We went to Destin, Florida. Let me tell you, I'm always in the water with the kids. I walked in the water no more than knee deep, and my calves were on fire. Like somebody put 1,000,000 needles in them. I had to come out. Honestly, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't see any marks on my leg. Later, I found out that there were microscopic jellyfish in the water. And believe it or not, I saw it in a newspaper down there. Because a lot of people got hurt. you're not going to believe this, but the way I calmed the stinging sensation down, I didn't really get any swelling. It just was driving me up the wall. It turned out they said to use meat tenderizer, believe it or not. I rubbed it all over my calves, and within a week or so, all the sensation went away, and it took about 2 or 3 weeks. They finally dissipated. Can you believe that? Meat tenderizer, of all things. So, just something to learn. Now, let me tell you about the jellyfish. This was cool. It says that when plankton blooms, that's their main food source. They go after that. But these dudes, ready? You're going to love this. They have no brain. I didn't know this. They have no heart, and they have no blood. All they are is a simple network of nerves. Can you believe that? So that, and it says that around the UK, they frequent there a lot, these big jellyfish, but no brain, no heart, and no blood. And yet, it's comprised mostly of water. So you go figure how these things live. I don't know. God made them, and they're a special creation. And just things you never stop learning. And there's a shark called the basking shark. They grow 30 to 45 feet long. They're huge. I tried to take a picture from the internet and post it on the community, but it wouldn't work for some reason. But it's almost like they're narrow in their back of their body, and then it gets really big in the front. The biggest part of their body is their head. Their mouth just opens humongous and swallows up plankton and all this kind of stuff. But they can grow to be over 10,000 pounds. And they live on krill and plankton, just scoop them up like a big filter. But check this out. In the Pacific waters, they said for over 30 years, these basking whales, and they're whale sharks, have disappeared. And all of a sudden now, people are seeing them, and they feed, they said, on the surface. So just new stuff. They thought they were getting extinct, they were vulnerable, but they're huge, and they're coming back now in Pacific waters. So on this station here, we're going to talk about a little bit of stuff like that. I like knowing the newest things. Ducks rule. Love that we can comment on videos, more fishing content. Yes. Listen, I appreciate how you guys feel, and I don't know if you just came on the channel, but for your sake, let me just repeat it. I'm open to all comments. Everything's good, but I really am insulted, and with Jack, if there are any derogatory remarks or negative remarks about him, just do the channel a great favor. I want to keep it open. I want great communication with everybody. But the feelings or any adverse feelings you guys might have for Jack or anything, try to can those from the comments and just give clean interaction. That's what I ask, because I don't want the channel to turn into a bunch of remarks, and I don't want that to be a pipeline for that. I want it to be good, clean interaction. I really appreciate all you guys. I look forward to we're shooting the bull. We're talking about things that are happening during the week. I'd like to know a little bit about your guys' lives. Please post it, bring it up. I'm using an iPad. For anybody else that came on board, I'm using an iPad and not my MacBook. YouTube really messed me up tonight. They thought somebody I think was hacking on my MacBook. I think that's what they thought. They wouldn't accept my phone number to send me a code to unlock it. They thought it was a robot just hitting the site over and over again. It wasn't. So anyway, I got through to Google, and now they locked it up for 24 hours, and then they said live streaming will be back enabled on my MacBook. So I'm using my iPad. Hopefully you guys are getting a clear picture. I've never did this before on here, and I apologize. I wish it was different. But anyway, I've been concerned lately about the fish I'm eating. I heard something that really alarmed me when I was fishing in Maine, and you guys, I think, have seen the striper videos with Captain George on the Charger Sport Fishing Charters. He showed me something. He had something written in his book in a pamphlet from, I guess, the fisheries up there, the commission, that striped bass, they said, is so intoxicated, and maybe that water's, I don't know. I never heard this before because previous to this, I read it differently. They have so many PCBs in them and toxins, which are toxins, obviously from the food that they eat, they pick it up, that they said you shouldn't eat more than 4 ounces, 1 little fillet, more than 4 times a year. Now get that, a year. That's the most you should consume of striped bass. And the internet went further on to say even bluefish was in that same category, which I was totally shocked about. So we're learning. It used to be that striped bass were really high in omega-3s because I read that on the internet. And everybody knows the internet is the gospel, I know. So I want everybody to take it, do your research, take some of this stuff, at least listen to it, and then after that, I don't know. I mean, you're going to have to make a decision if you really believe, if you really do believe that to be the case or not. I don't know. You're going to have to check it out and verify it. I don't know how. You would have to go to the health department and get your fish tested to see if there's mercury levels in there or PCBs. These are things our world is changing. I love sport fishing. I do throw back a lot of fish. I don't keep everything. I don't just come home with a cooler full and then never eat them. I don't do that. I have a lot of fish here and I eat it on a regular basis, all salt water and some from the fresh. But it pays to do some research now because you might be doing yourself more damage than good. And it'd be good to find out what are the better fish so you can go after them and feel a little relatively sure that you're eating good fish that are high in omega-3s and the good fatty content. And in fact, I have a list here. I went on the internet and I checked out something. It says these are 5 of the healthiest fish to eat and 5 of the worst to avoid. So let's go. I'm going to read this to you guys. You guys are going to love this. This is a little bit of a surprise to me, to be honest with you. Let's see. Number 1, the first most healthiest fish to eat is the Atlantic mackerel. Get that. That's what I caught and we used for bait. And they said it was very, very, very tasty. In Maine, we didn't eat any. They were small, maybe 8 to 12 inch on an average. Some of them hit 1.5 feet. And they said they're extremely tasty, very meaty. Like I know Spanish mackerel are very meaty and they're very tasty, but I don't think the content, we'll need to look that up. I don't think the content is the same as their cousins, the Atlantic mackerel, for whatever reason. But check, let me see, I wrote down something here. It was really cool about the Atlantic mackerel. You get 20 grams of protein from a 3-ounce fillet. You know how small a 3-ounce fillet is? Smaller than my hand. And tons of omega-3. So Atlantic mackerel right now is leading the pack, believe it or not. Their diet must be excellent. So they list them as number 1. Now, number 2. You ready for this? Coho salmon, freshwater coho salmon, farmed in tank systems from the U.S. I'm very surprised to hear that. I don't buy any farm fish at all. But they said freshwater coho salmon is the first and only farm salmon to get a super green rating. Most other farm salmon still falls on the Seafood Watch avoid list for a lot of reasons. The majority of the farms, they said here, use open net pens in the ocean where crowded salmon are easily infected with parasites. I saw a video on that over in Scotland and in Norway rather, and they were penned up out there in the ocean, and they were throwing all kinds of chemicals just by hand, throwing them out like you would throw chum to kill the parasites and stuff. So that worked against them, and they were selling that thing like crazy. We're eating this food. This is salmon from Norway. And it says here it takes as much as 3 pounds of wild fish to raise 1 pound of salmon. They use, it says an increasing number of farms, however, use closed freshwater pens, also called recirculating aquaculture systems, reducing, check this out, the adverse environmental impacts. It says look for land-based or tank-based at the fish counter. That's a new one on me, so I want to give some of this information to you guys. They said old salmon is a healthy source of omega-3s. 1 3-ounce serving delivers 700 to 1,800 milligrams of that. So that's coho freshwater farmed in the U.S. I'm doing my best overseas not to buy any fish or shrimp that comes from Asia or Thailand. I trust the United States over any other place to eat my fish, and I hope you guys agree the same. Number 3, Pacific wild-caught sardines. I happen to love sardines in the can. I love it. But wild-caught Pacific sardines, they said, are excellent. It packs more omega-3s, 1,950 milligrams per 3-ounce serving. That's amazing. So wild-caught Pacific sardines came in as number 3. Number 4, salmon wild-caught from my favorite state, sorry, Maine, Alaska. And wild-caught salmon from there. They said that the fishery in Alaska is the best in the nation. That they monitor how many fish are coming back in to spawn, and if the numbers go down, they shut the fishing off until the numbers pick up. So they've got it down to a science. That is a major fishery, and these salmon come all the way up the Columbia River, and they end up in Alaska. So it's a tremendous long migratory thing. I know from the ocean, they come all the way up there, and most of them come up there to die after they spawn. But it's so important that they spawn, and obviously a ton of them do spawn. And then the last one, this is only a list of 1 to 5. There's so many more. Salmon that's canned, again, wild caught from the state of Alaska. So that's a great source of proteins and omega-3 content. They said it's just excellent. So that's the stuff, and other things like calcium and other good ingredients we need to eat. We need to get that from good, viable sources. So salmon is always good. I feel bad about striped bass and bluefish. I'm just so surprised. And I'm going to see one of these days if I can get some of the bluefish I have, or striped bass I have, tested. I have them in frequently, so I don't feel that I have a lot of mercury content in me. But I've been watching myself like that. Now, 5 fish to avoid. Here we go. You ready for this? The number 1 fish to avoid is bluefin tuna. They said it put the bluefin on the top of the endangered species because bluefins have a high level of mercury and they can be high in PCBs. Bluefin tuna. Number 2, I was very surprised at this, orange roughy. This fish, it says it lives a long life, it's slow to reproduce, but it's vulnerable to overfishing. So it also means that it has high levels of mercury, causing EDF to issue a health advisory. So orange roughy is number 2 on the second most fish you guys should avoid eating. Number 3, it's salmon, but check out which type. Atlantic farmed salmon in pens. Do not eat. do not eat. They said that because they're all in, yes, because same thing as the other ones, because they're in tight pens, all jammed together, that parasites and stuff cross from fish to fish, we end up eating that. Now, number 4, this I was surprised at. We all like this mahi. Beautiful green and orange colored dolphins with that big bold head. They from Costa Rica, Guatemala, and Peru. They said it's rated as one of the least eco-friendly fish by the Environmental Defense Fund. That's the EDF. So, got to, let's see, there is a concern also about bycatch, including sea turtles, seabirds, and sharks getting tangled in fishing gear when mahi is fished. So there's quite a bit of concern, and they're saying to keep away from mahi from Costa Rica, Guatemala, and Peru. See, the guidelines in these other countries, USDA is the strictest here in our nation, but in all these other countries, they're not the same. We prize our fish, and yes, there's a lot of stuff that is being done wrong, but we're very much protected by our fish. I think my screen has locked up. I see it. I hope everybody can still hear me. For some reason, it locked up on the video. That's YouTube. But I'm going to keep talking to you guys, and hopefully the voice is still coming out. And the last one is the 5th fish that you should avoid is halibut, Atlantic wild halibut. And guys, I had no idea that Atlantic wild halibut even existed. But it says that, Atlantic, another one that's high in PCBs and mercury content. Now, the screen is locked up here. I don't know. Matt Lowe, are you there? Hey, man, how you doing? My screen, for some reason, on my end is locked up here on my iPad. Matt, my MacBook got locked up by YouTube tonight. I think they thought it was being hacked, and they thought it was a robot, and so I had to get that all cleared up. And in the process, they locked it up for 24 hours, and then they'll free it up. So I don't know what happened here with the screen. I hope you guys can see me, but on my end, I'm not receiving anything. So what are you going to do? Now, fish oil is another good thing that we need to be eating. So there's 3 things you want to take in mind when you guys get some fish oil, because I take the omega-3 fish oil pills. The daily recommended fish oil serving size is about 800 milligrams. But for real effectiveness, try to find a formula ordering 1,000 milligrams to 2,000 milligrams to be effective. That's 1. Serving size is crucial. Number 2, fish oil must be pure. It must be unaltered and free of environmental or undesired toxic elements. And then 3, get the maximum EPA and DHA. The standard for EPA and DHA levels in fish oil should be a minimum of 500 milligrams per serving. Here's a red flag. It says some fish oil supplements don't specify the exact levels of EPA and DHA in their product. So you guys got to be careful. Now, I found another list, and I'll run this by you guys, of 10 top, it says the top 10 healthy fish to eat. 1, salmon. It's a fatty fish, we know that. Canned light tuna. And you got to read your details. You got to read the stuff on there. Catfish, check that out. Now I'm talking freshwater, I'm not talking saltwater. It says it may not contain as many omega-3 fatty acids, but catfish does contain beneficial omega-3s. Again, I don't know the difference between all of them, but I know omega-3s we need. Mackerel, it says here, one type of mackerel called the king mackerel, the kingfish, is the one that contains high amounts of mercury and should not be consumed by pregnant women, nursing, or children. So kingfish is not recommended. Pacific mackerel are lower in mercury and provide up to 2,100 milligrams of EPA. Now flounder is another good fish to eat. Is a heart-healthy, low-mercury fish, and it says here that a 3-ounce portion of flounder will give you 13 grams of protein. So flounder I like. Herring is a low-mercury fish and high in omega-3s. Herring, just like the Atlantic mackerel, a 3-ounce portion will give you 20 grams of protein. Sardines are also recommended. You want to look for sardines that are in low sodium when they're packed. Pollock is what we had when we went to Maine. Pollock is a big deal there. The local pollock, like Hans said from the fry house, that you get thin fillets, but if you go out farther in the ocean to deeper water, you get bigger pollock, big thick fillets. And pollock is usually a very common ingredient when you buy fish sticks in the store. And it's obviously popular among kids. Pollock is low in mercury and high in omega-3s. And then freshwater trout. Love trout. Freshwater trout is high in omega-3s and low in mercuries. But remember that if your trout was caught from a local lake or stream, find out if that lake is infected, if it's contaminated with levels of mercury or other toxins. Let's be smart about what we do, guys, okay? And then the last one they listed was haddock. Again, a top favorite in Maine. We had that in Maine and it was excellent. I had it fried, I know that's wrong. It was so tasty. Haddock is a cold water fish, just like cod. Nice flaky white meat, like salmon is a flaky meat. White, pure, glistens, very delicious. And haddock is low in mercury and contains beneficial amounts of omega-3s. Now, that also, a 3-ounce portion gives you 17 grams of protein. So, a little bit of fact finding: Atlantic mackerel, pollock, haddock, and freshwater trout, all high in omega-3s and great for protein. So, be smart about what you guys buy. Don't just go blindly into the store and buy this, buy that. Do your research. Go online, check it out. Make sure that more than one source says that. And I think we'll all be better off. I wanted to share this with you guys tonight. Again, I don't know this screen. I don't know what it's doing. It says we're still live streaming, so I think you guys can only hear my voice. If you guys can hear me, tell me if you see my face, if I'm coming through to you guys or not. My end, the screen locked up, but it still might be shooting a good video out. So whoever's online, if you guys want to give me a thumbs up or something, let me know if it is going out. I would appreciate it. But we've had a good week. We're fixing to get a big storm tonight. I'm getting weather advisories. So I hope everybody's doing well. And if you guys want to tell me, whoever's online, let me know where you guys are from. I would appreciate that. And be looking forward to a lot more videos. Like I said, I've got one coming on an unboxing of a Blackstone Tailgater Combo propane grill, which is excellent now. I've got the pit barrel charcoal one that is excellent. It's a little one, a 30-inch by 18-inch round. I've got a Z grill smoker, and now I've got my propane grill, so it's excellent. And I used that today for the first time, and I can tell you now I'll be using it quite a bit more. So guys, listen, I appreciate talking to you. We spent 40 minutes online tonight. If anybody has any questions or anything, please shoot them down the pike or give me some comments. I've really enjoyed the comments so far. I've enjoyed putting out the videos this week. Jack and I have gone to some really cool places. And the one that just posted Monday was Jumbo Crab, and it was excellent. It was owned by Juicy and Delicious. And I don't know who came first. Somebody had commented that, Storm and Crab had told us that they came in and took pictures of their place and then carried that theme to their restaurants. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Storm and Crab definitely, hands down, was better than Juicy and Delicious on all points, from service to cleanliness to quality of the food. Absolutely. Now, Jumbo Crab was excellent in the town of Clarksville. And one of the guys commented that we think that Storm and Crab was the only one. No, I'm sure that design stems from Louisiana, where Cajun country is all about. So I'm sure things like that and designs like that, that wasn't the first restaurant to do that. But nevertheless, we'll keep in contact. Next Tuesday's coming in 7 days. I look forward to talking to you guys again. So keep watching the videos. And if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe. We appreciate you guys being on. I've met a lot of wonderful friends on this channel and made a lot of nice, just a good company of fellow fishermen and people that love seafood as well as I do. Well, I will see you guys again this coming week. This Friday, please stay tuned. We got an exciting video all in the queue for you. And I look forward to talking to you guys again. I don't know how to post it on my MacBook if it lets me. I don't know. I don't know how to do this. But it's fishhook2019@gmail.com. Send me any, if you want to send me pictures, please email it there. I'd like to put it up on our Instagram page on Fishhook, and I'll put information on you guys on there. Anyway, it's been great to talk to everybody, and wherever everybody is, have a good evening. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.